Hi, Freya, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm just going to get you center of my screen so I can actually see you. Too many windows. There we go. How's your morning going so far?
It's going good, yeah. How's yours? Oh no, you're at like 7 o'clock or something, right?
I'm in Australia, so it's just turned
Yeah.
6 p.m. So
Great.
not too bad. Thanks for chatting to me today. I really appreciate it. We can
Cool.
talk about Baghead.
Hmm.
How was this experience for you going into this role? Yeah.
Well, it was my first lead of a feature, so um, it was definitely kind of I learned so much doing it, I think, um, and we shot in Berlin, which was a lot of fun, and yeah, I had a great time out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you said that it's your first lead. Was that a little bit scary, or were you like pumped, like
No,
excited to be?
yeah, I think I was, yeah, I was definitely pumped, but I was also like, what does this mean? Do you know what I mean? Because I was having my agents be like, yeah, so that means that you're leading the whole, like you're leading the, I don't know, leading the whatever they say, and then I'm like, right, what does that mean? Like, but you can't think about all that too much. You just kind of go and play your
Yeah.
role, and everyone's just as important within this story.
Oh, for sure. And obviously, being number one on the call sheet is always nice, considering you worked on The Witcher with a massive cast. So
Yeah,
it's probably nice to be in a film that's a little bit more confined.
yeah, that
Small.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to sort of um feel like you really got to become a team, like specifically with Ruby and Jeremy. Because obviously we were together most of the time and we really bonded out there, which was really nice.
Yeah, for sure. And funny, I completely forgot where I'd seen Jeremy before, and then I was like, "Hold on, Warhorse." It
Yeah,
was
I
Warhorse, wasn't
know.
it? Yeah.
I know that was the first thing when I found out he got the role. Yeah, that was the first thing I was thinking, because I remember when that came out being obsessed, because when I was younger I was like, I don't know, I was for some reason obsessed with horses, so I loved that film.
Yeah, and so if you have a friend or a family member go to you, if you could sum up Baghead in 3 words, what would you say?
Um, uh, Demented grandma. It's not actually a demented grandma, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I tell people. Like, I
No,
say it's a demented grandma in the basement because it kind of is giving that vibe. Sorry, that's not
I
three
get it.
words, but this is genuinely what I say when I'm like joking about it, because it is a bit like that. No, but on a serious note, I would say demon. I would say, I would say, I don't know, um,
Creepy basement.
um, crazy, um, possessed.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you those ones.
That
I
was
like that.
so bad. I
No,
think
no,
if
no.
you can't do it in words, like I would have to give you like a monologue.
A monologue. Okay. Next time I remember that. I'll ask you for a monologue.
Yeah.
Um, now, did you have a favorite scene to shoot in this? Now, I don't want to talk specifics with you because obviously we don't want to give anything away. But if most people that will watch this have probably watched the trailer, so they have a rough idea of what's going on. But did you have a favorite scene to shoot? Like it was one on one with
Yes.
the baghead, or
No,
yeah,
no, no, they weren't my favorite. I found those actually really difficult because I'm very much like, I'm a bit of a ironically, even though I've literally lived in kind of like these fantasy lands for the past 5 years, I am quite like, things have to make sense for me, and like it has to
yeah,
be logical, and nothing about any lead in a horror film is logical. So I spent half the time with the basement scenes just being like, why are we not just running up the stairs? So I really struggled with that actually. But my favorite stuff is always like the stuff where I actually get to like bring some kind of like um uh, I don't know, like without sounding like pretentious, but just like I guess some depth, like an
yeah,
emotional element to the film, and it not those are the scenes that excite me the most. It's less of the supernatural stuff. So for me, it was like the scene between me and Katie, Ruby's character, where I'm trying to persuade her that we should stay, and it's a lot of it is weighted by the fact that my character doesn't really have anything, and so this is feeling like something that could provide her with a purpose, I suppose. And so yeah, that was my favorite scene, I'd say.
Yeah, it was good that they did that sort of character development right at the start, and so you could really dive in to see exactly where she was at, and that she literally had nothing, and so having this come into her life sort of gave her some kind of purpose other than the creepy thing in the basement.
Yeah.
So are you a fan of horror thrillers, or because I'm not? I get scared really easily, and I've interviewed like Jamie Lee Curtis for Halloween, and I did some Evil Dead Rise interviews, and I was petrified having to go watch Evil Dead Rise because it was like me and one other person watching it in the cinema. So you're not a fan at all?
No, I'm not a fan at all. I just would say that if I was to look at like the stuff I watch, like it's definitely not leaning on that genre particularly. I definitely like appreciate it, and I think there's something really fun to it. And I do get why people want to go and like be scared. I know a lot of people don't get that, but I kind of it's like going on a roller coaster. Like, why put yourself through that? But because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to challenge your mind, and I think those films do that in a different kind of way. Like I was just saying that I went to see the recent Saw movie, and I don't know, I just felt like scaring myself, but I'm not. But I think that I also like just don't really find horror movies that scary unless they're based on something that like could really happen. I don't think I'm that scared by it. Maybe it's because I know like how things are done, and but yeah, no, I wouldn't say that that's a genre that I watch that much, but I can appreciate its purpose.
Oh, definitely. I can't do possession films. Like I watched The Exorcist when I was like 13, and I've been never the same since. And so I can't watch those sort of films, but Halloween and all that I'm sort of okay with.
Oh, you know what I watched that freaked me out as a kid? This is so rogue, but it's called The Lost Hearts. And I think it's shot in like, I don't know, 1906. I don't know, it's like very old. Like my dad watched it when he was a child and like got completely freaked, and then decided to show me when I was a child and traumatized me. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to start talking about Lost Hearts, but just go check it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. How do you prepare for a role like this? Like, how do you do it? Do you go watch movies that are sort of similar? Do you go do some reading? Do you talk to people, or do you just like dive into the script head first?
Yeah, I think for me, like I just always lean on just the what's made the person who they are. Like that's the main thing I just need before I shoot anything. I need to have like a full kind of backstory and understanding of like where they've been in their life prior to what happens. I don't want to like pre-plan like my whole kind of arc within the actual thing, because I want to discover that as I kind of like go. But I like to know everything that's within them like prior. And so I think I actually spoke to a couple of people who'd been in the foster care system, and I wanted to hear their point of view on that, which, I mean, obviously it's a horror film, so like it's not like you necessarily feel like that is in there too much, but for me personally, I like needed to know that because that's where she come from. And yeah, so it was basically just about building the backstory for me and like knowing exactly what happened with her parents and everything like that, and then the rest was just happened.
Yeah, and one last quick one to wrap up. Wasn't that long ago you were down in Australia filming the next Apes film?
Mm-hmm.
How did you like Australia? Do you want to come back?
I love it. I mean, I also lived there when I was I actually lived in Adelaide for like just under a year when I was 7. So I'd already been there. But yeah, I love Australia. Like I really love it. Like if it was closer, I'd move there. I just love the people. You guys have a great sense of humor. You're like, it was so much fun. It was genuinely the best shooting experience ever and the best crew. And so yeah, I'd love to shoot there again.
Oh, we'll keep an eye out for some scripts. There's lots getting filmed down this way now. So
yeah, I know.
We hope to see you down here again. And thanks very much. Good luck with Baghead, and good luck with the next series of Witcher as well.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, very appreciate it.
Evening.